Good morning, guys. This is my little time frame here before I get to work in the morning. I want to jump on in this morning, make this video in regards to responding through social media to the Karens. And don't get me wrong, when I say Karens, I'm not referencing just rich white females in the suburbs. I'm talking about anybody pushing a blind narrative, forcing or expecting someone to conform out of blind faith. I want to explain a couple things. Our fucking medical industry. This whole virus. The way they indoctrinate and teach viruses. It is not scientifically proven facts. It is not based on results. It is based on theory. The simple fact, I've asked this fucking question multiple times, and you get people talking out the side of your neck. You ain't got no white coat. Show me your PhD and then I'll listen to you. Then I gotta type out this long ass fucking response and trying to break it down for them, and half of them instantaneously don't even read it or acknowledge the fucking information in it. Okay, this virus theory, if you notice, and this is the challenge I've asked multiple MDs, multiple RNs, I'm asking for microbiologists to respond to this fucking question. Show me the difference between what you're identifying as a virus and its counter antibody. Show me the difference. Because I'm telling you right now, you can't. And I'm not talking about models. I'm not talking about theorized models that they think this is the way it works. I'm talking about what they're actually identifying with the naked eye under a fucking microscope. Because you cannot tell the difference. You can't tell the difference between influenza virus, SARS virus, the SARS antibody. It's all an exosome cell. Viruses are not something that lives outside of a fucking body. I'm not saying it can't live outside of a body, but it's inside of an animal. Humans are animals as well. It's created within the host. It is the host that creates it based on the bacterial environment. And this is what people aren't fucking understanding or acknowledging. No one's addressing the root cause to the creation. Every fucking precautionary measure we are being taught is ass backwards reverse psychology to prevent herd immunity, to create fucking antibodies. And that's the thing. It's frustrating because they're telling you to wear a mask. Well, guess what? If you got healthy people wearing masks, they're not spreading this fucking blueprint. It's a seed. It's just the exact same way that the virus is spread, the virus is created, an antibody is spread, and an antibody is created. And it has to do with the foods we eat, the fermentation process through our digestive tract, the type of bacteria we have to mutate this infected exosome cell. Because what happens, like I said, the same way a virus is spread around, it is the blueprint that is spread around. Okay, the chain of events. This is exactly what happens when someone gets sick. We have an exosome cell. It is a natural part of our body. This is hints at why when they call it RNA and they call it genetic material, it is that. That is what it is. And RNA creates DNA. Just like saying the terminology of an antibody is creating immunity. That is the same fucking ideology. But what they're failing to include in it RNA creating DNA is also an exosome cell creating a virus. We've got the wrong ideology through false indoctrination of what a virus is. A virus is designed to rid itself from toxins, foreign organisms, when it doesn't have the resources to create antibodies to protect itself naturally through production of proteolytic enzymes, which is antibodies as well. But the body has to have the genetic material, the prebiotic, probiotic bacterial environment to create the antibody, to teach the body how to create it for future references. And that's... But whatever, how is our medical establishments indoctrinated? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a couple flaws, big red flags for me. Okay, they cut out key organs that are designed to absorb toxins. They don't teach us to flush our organs. They don't teach us how our body is designed to push toxins out of our body. This is what our body's defensive mechanisms when we contract a virus. When we can't create antibodies, it creates the virus to go around eating up material in our blood, compromising our mucous membrane to coat all this foreign toxins that's not supposed to be within us. And our body is designed naturally, the defensive mechanisms, to flush this shit from us as soon as possible, any means necessary. Hence why we puke, why our temperature rises, why we sweat, why even down to getting a cut and we get an infection in the cut, what happens? Pus builds up in it. That is the compromising of a mucous membrane trying to force it out. The creation of mucus, phlegm, sneezing, coughing. This is all the body's natural way of trying to get this shit out of us because it can't create antibodies to create immunity. So if healthy people are wearing masks, if we're over sanitizing, killing all the bacteria, including the bacteria that creates antibodies, if we are wearing gloves, creating all of this over sanitization environment for ourselves, we're not exposed to germs. If we're not exposed to germs, our body does not have the practice of creating antibodies. And if healthy people are wearing masks, they are not spreading that blueprint to the unhealthy fucking individuals. And yes, I understand that what they're calling COVID-19, which is really just a fucking flu virus. It's another strand of what they're calling coronavirus. And that's the thing. The way they name and coin phrases for these viruses is based on biological symptoms. The signs that we can physically see, how the body's malfunctioning, how the body's reacting. This is how they create all these different terms, SARS and MERS and Zika and coronavirus and COVID and flu and influenza. These are all based off of biological symptoms, not off of what they are identifying under a microscope, not what they're physically seeing. Because even the CDC is admitting that they've been mixing up antibody test results and flu test results. Because like I said, this is why they were anything with flu-like symptoms in the beginning. Everything was being labeled COVID-19. This is why people can test positive, by what they're identifying, positive for the coronavirus, but have no symptoms. That's because they're fucking creating antibodies, not a fucking virus. That's the thing. The blueprint is inside of that exosome cell. They do not have the advancements in technology to see inside of the exosome cell. So they cannot differentiate any of this shit. This is where people are failing to fucking understand. And it's sad people got these blinders on. They got blind faith in the establishment. They take what's said to them by the television or these establishments that profit off our misfortunes. They collect a paycheck to protect special interest. Synthetic chemicals. And what they're ultimately protecting, that this whole fucking event should be exposing, is our level of malnutrition and toxicity. The fucking foods we're eating. Everything is refined or preserved or processed, got additives in it. They take all the nutritional properties out, all the enzyme properties out, all the water-based properties out, all the shit we need to create mitochondria and balance homeostasis. We're suffering from nutritional deficiencies. I mean, we're malnutritioned. It's asinine. People cannot connect the fucking dots. Wake up, people. Because they're going to continuously push this narrative. They're going to continuously push their fucking synthetic chemical-based treatments. They're going to start to try to force vaccinations, saying, you know, like what I started with all these Karens saying, you're part of the problem. You don't care about old folks. You don't care about sick people. Motherfucker, we're the ones, the healthy ones are the ones that's going to fucking help save them. And do your fucking statistics on how many people the fucking influenza killed last year. How many it's killed this year, aside from the ones that are being called COVID. A bunch of fucking smoking mirrors. It's a bunch of fucking illusions. It's the fucking Kansas City shuffle. It's pay attention to the hand waving over here while this fucking hand is picking your pocket. Wake up to the fucking deceptions, the masquerades. They've engineered this fucking system around us to enslave us subliminally. We're all fucking living a life of labor, debt, and sickness. That's the normality. And now they're trying to create a fool. This is one of the catalysts that they're using COVID to crash our economy. People are being dependent on government handouts. And even then, the stimulus checks are mere fractions of what we need. I mean, to survive, to pay our bills. This whole subliminal system of enslavement where we have to work 40 hours a week for 40 plus years of our life. I mean, it's systematically engineered around us. This is by design. This ain't fucking accidental. I mean, in this day and age, we shouldn't be living the way we are. We have endless knowledge and advancements in technology that already exist where we all could be living self-sustainably and sufficiently in harmony with this fucking planet. But I'm going to end it with that. As I always end it. Knowledge is key. Your health is your foundation. Your beliefs are your success. And your wisdom is your power. Stop putting blind faith in establishment. Start asking your own fucking question, because when the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall in the pit. Stop staying conformed to this box that they engineered for you. Think outside of the fucking box. Ask your own fucking questions. Seek your own fucking answers. Knowledge is key. Health is foundation. Belief is success. And wisdom is power. I love you guys. I hope all create blessed days for themselves. One love.